Hey all, Brent here with your anime and manga news for the hot week ending August 16th, 2009. Let's get to it. Studio Ghibli's Ponyo opened last Friday, making $1.2 million on its opening day, opening all the way up at number 9. It's in 927 theaters, so it should be doing better than that. So, but in other Studio Ghibli news, Isao Takahata has revealed more information about his next movie. He's the guy who did Grave of the Fireflies, and he's one of Miyazaki's right-hand dudes. This movie is an adaptation of a very old Japanese fairy tale. It's about a mysterious girl found out in the midst of some bamboo as a baby. And there's actually a similar scene in Takahata's most recent film, My Neighbors the Yamadas. And the interesting thing, this is the first fairy tale adaptation the Studio Ghibli's ever done. They've done, like, Kiki's was an adaptation of a children's book, but not like a classic fairy tale. So, see how that goes for them. If you want to pick up some bargain anime, though, head on over to 7-Eleven. Yes, 7-Eleven. Seriously, AnimeNews.biz has a camera still of some anime titles selling in 7-Eleven's bargain bin, or at least, in this case, Afro Samurai and One Piece. And they're $10 each, so geez. Apparently it's some sort of, like, a test deal where they're putting it in some 7-Elevens to see how well it sells. But hey, if you see it, buy it. I mean, support cheap anime, absolutely. If you want to see some bits of the new Berserk OVA, and yes, there's a new Berserk OVA, head on over to AnimeNews.biz, where they have 4 screenshots, including a nude fairy girl. If you want to see a full-scale trailer for King of Thorn, which is a new anime science fiction film from the guy who directed The Big O, go on over to kingofthorn.net for a rather spectacular-looking trailer. It's some sort of science fiction-y thing. And I won't reveal anything here, so go and watch it. It looks good. Or at least it looks well animated. According to moviehole.net, yes, moviehole.net, there may be a live-action Hollywood version of Paprika. Or at the very least, Wolfgang Peterson is reportedly working diligently, quote-unquote, on adaptation of the original novel that Satoshi Kon adapted to make his whacked-out anime flick. Wolfgang Peterson has directed Troy, Air Force One, and The Neverending Story, Atreyu! So who knows how that'll go. And of course it's still in the early adaptation phase, so it could just die at any time. Also in movie news, okay, who thought the animated sequence in Kill Bill was, despite all the hype, still pretty darn awesome? Me too. Well, Quentin Tarantino isn't quite done yet. According to slashfilm.com, he originally wrote that as a longer sequence, and he's having Production IG, complete it. In fact, apparently it's pretty much completed already by Production IG, and it's going to be on the upcoming DVD release, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. So you'll be able to see the entire thing there, including more stuff on O-Ren as she grew up. So, pretty cool. For all you Fullmetal Alchemist fans, which I think is every other anime fan on the planet, Square Enix has announced a new Fullmetal Alchemist game for the Wii. It'll be Fullmetal Alchemist Twilight Maiden, to be launched in Japan in December. No word on an American release yet. And it looks like a fighting game. Big shock. Cool tidbit for Gundam fans, California rocker Andrew W.K will be releasing a CD in Japan about a month from now. And this CD will be English-language covers of Gundam theme songs, as well as rock versions of background music from Gundam, which is pretty cool. He'll also redo the famous opening narration for the first Gundam series, it is the year 0079 of the Universal Century. As well as the famous Giranzabi speech, Sig Zeon! Sig Zeon! Or Hail Zeon, if you watch the English dub. So we'll see how that is. I'm sure I'll be grabbing a copy. Meanwhile, a bunch of new anime series were announced this week, but just, titles and such. But there is some information about Shoji Kawamori's next work. He's the guy who did Eureka 7 and Escaflowne and most of Macross. It's this cute girl Moe story, apparently. Listen, 3 sisters like to cosplay as animals, and they find some magical thingy which lets them actually transform into animals. Sounds kind of creepy. But Animation's blog has a hideously cute screenshot, so check that out there. Finally, a surprise from the New York Times Manga Bestseller list. There's only 1 volume of Naruto on the top 10 manga bestseller list, and is at number 3. The top-selling manga this week, Vampire Knight, Volume 7, followed by Rosario plus Vampire, Volume 8. Also on there is Fruits Basket, D. Gray Man, DN Angel, and Fullmetal Alchemist. Oh, full circle here. So that's all the big news fit to print this week. Until next week, I leave you with this. The darkness that you speak of has no bearing on me!